Hey world, being willing to come back to another video. Fam, I want to come back to this video here because I just want somebody to riddle me this question. And I thought it was pretty fascinating that no other so-called African American leaders, which is an oxymoron to be an African American and a leader in America, because they don't stay on code. And so if you ain't staying on code, then there's no way you can be a leader. You may ask, Bing, what do you mean by on code? You think it's an accident that black on black crime is so prevalent in the United States? Think it's an accident that many of us that are so-called African Americans, we don't go back and pick each other up. We don't pay it forward. I mean, think about this. Millions and millions of people went and wasted hours of their life watching a 10-series documentary about Michael Jordan, who hadn't played basketball in almost 20 years, whatever, and hasn't been relevant, hasn't done anything but play basketball. And I'm trying to understand, is it me, or how is it that if this guy, they're going to show you the other side of Michael Jordan, the side we never seen before, that worked with young kids in their 20s, maybe early 30s, that never got a chance to watch him play or never got a chance to hear the stories or just kind of grow with him. And as a former college basketball player and was pretty good, I cannot respect the notion that all I am is a basketball player. See, yes, I was a hell of a basketball player, but guess what? More people know me from my mouthpiece and what comes out of my mouth than my jump shots. Michael Jordan, people only know you for your jump shots, yo. And to me personally, an asshole. I mean, this is ridiculous, guys. I mean, Cass Maye can tell you. The only thing that documentary pretty much showed you was basically clips and edits of all of his video tapes that they put out in the 90s, the Come Fly With Me, the Airtime, the Playground, all of his highlight videos. This was just an extended Come Fly With Me. That's it. Because not one time did it ever say or show anything that he done to help those, or did he ever address the social ills of so many so-called African-American young men dying from homicidal acts because of his Air Jordan tennis shoes. Did he mention one family that he reached out to, okay, for comfort, retribution, reparations, something, compassion, anything to let these people know, or let the family members know that your son's life didn't die in vain. I am a human being and my heart do go out to your kids. No. Or schools or banks or anything that he can say, after being in the spotlight 30 years and making millions and millions on top of millions of dollars, I want to do this last dance so that I can, show the people that I'm not just a basketball player. Look what I've done over the years. Nothing. All he did for 10 episodes was ridicule, emasculate, and embarrass his teammates, especially Scott Burrell. And Burrell didn't play with him but 1 year. But I'm telling you right now, if I played on the team, that shit wouldn't have flew. No way, no how. They're all grown men. And for one person to come on the scene and act like he the only one that like to win, want to win, basically, if you have any type of consciousness or maturity, if you're a father, if you're a husband, then you know that what that basically was a man using his last opportunity to bully those that he felt he's better than. Where's the apologies? Come on, man. Where was Craig Hodges? And the last thing I want to say is, why didn't we hear anything about your wife, Juanita, until the 6th episode? And that was just you being on the phone. She didn't, your kids, you dig? And I'm telling you right now, they can say what they want to say, but his father being murdered in 93 by a couple of kids, and here you all got a history of gambling with the mobsters and gambling with guys that, are shady. Come on, dude. Ray Charles can see that. All right? So I just want to say, guys, if you enjoyed the show, if you're young, you probably enjoyed it because you got a chance to see a guy play basketball that was one of the greatest basketball players ever. But if you're conscious, what you basically seen was a guy who have nothing, never done anything, and never stood for anything but basketball. That got to be a horrible existence. And for us to be so worshiping of a person that all he do is play basketball, that ain't cool. You dig? So I want to come back with a little my own analysis of it. I mean, like I said, I grew up in the 90s and 80s. I remember all of that. I just thought it was quite interesting that, you know, this whole in-depth history of Michael Jordan from 1984 to 1988 is almost as if no one else played in the NBA during that time. I thought it pretty ridiculous. Okay. So like I said before, you know, I thank you guys for listening and liking and sharing my videos. But like I say, these so-called African-American leaders, tell me, why are y'all letting these people say that we're mostly, you know, susceptible to a disease or a virus that just jumped on the scene 3 months ago? Come on, man. You cannot associate the fact that, yes, so-called African-Americans die disproportionately of complications with high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, lupus, because a lot of it is our diet. Okay? So, step up, family. You know, look for things for what they really are. And the Most High inside you, that should be the person you idolize, not someone outside your body. Love yourself first. In the meantime, between time, family, may the Most High inside you bring you joy. And being Willis out of 5,000.